Many of you might know someone who has served in our nation's military, our armed forces, who could still be active duty or could be a veteran and has since retired from their service. But many of them put their lives on the line and sacrificed their lives for our freedoms here in this country so that we can stay safe and free from any dangers. So according to Defense Centers for Public Health, 50% of all active duty military members experience at least one or more injuries every single year. That means that throughout every year, at least half of our military is suffering injuries. Some are small, but many of them are very large, especially those who are out in deployments. So how can we give back to those who are sacrificing so much for us? That's why I want to tell you about the Disabled American Veterans Charity. It's the top organization for supporting our past veterans who have suffered major injuries and disabilities. They provide professional care and great programs for them to help them feel heard, safe, and protected. So about the Disabled American Veterans Charity, they provide free professional care for the veterans. They provide outreach programs, make sure they feel heard. And to help them feel heard, they specifically represent the interests of those veterans to make sure they get the care they need, the support they need. And they also provide a structure for veterans to express compassion for one another, to build up a community together, and to make sure that they all feel safe and in one inclusive community. Now, the charity's main method is using their own national legislative department to go into the federal level and push legislation through Congress to then be enforced through the Department of Veteran Affairs to push laws to get those veterans the help and support they need to help get them all the services they might need through the federal level. So what does your donation do? Well, your donation would help so many disabled veterans throughout our country at any age level. You'd be giving back to those who sacrificed and put their lives on the line for us to protect our freedoms and suffered injuries or other disabilities. Just one small donation could help more than you could ever know. On the DAV's website, they describe that donations help more than 1 million veterans every year access to healthcare, disability, employment, education, and financial benefits that they have earned. And through these donations to the charity, all the services come at absolutely no cost to the veterans. Every single cost is covered for their support, their care, everything is all covered just by the donations. And on their website, they said donations give ill and injured veterans the opportunity to live a life with respect and dignity. So I myself have a bit of a personal connection to this issue, as my great-grandfather, Ted Mosky, was a mechanic in the Navy. He joined Chernobyl High School in 1943. He served in World War II and the Korean War. He was part of what's known as the Tin Can Sailors, which means that he was deployed out on Navy destroyers, which is the top warship used still even today out in wartime situations. He served his time as a mechanic until 1964, when he retired as a Chief Petty Officer. Now, during his time in the service, he suffered multiple injuries and even some disabilities. When I was young, he would tell stories about his time in the service. You could see on his hands he had scars, he had some holes from the really hard physical labor he had to do in his job, and unfortunately the biggest disability he suffered was Parkinson's disease, which Cleveland Clinic describes Parkinson's disease as a degenerative brain condition, meaning it causes parts of your brain to deteriorate. It's best known for causing slowed movements, tremors, balance problems, and more. And Parkinson's disease is known for being affiliated with military service, as the National Institutes of Health describes persons with military service are more likely to be exposed to risk factors linked to Parkinson's disease. So today I talked to you about the Disabled American Veterans Charity, what it is, if you donate, what your donation would do, and even my personal connection to the issue. And I hope that it could help give light to this charity you likely had not heard about before, that it might help persuade you to possibly just give even just a small donation to help out those disabled veterans who need our help. And to end this, I'd just like to give you a quote from Admiral William H. McRaven, United States Navy SEAL, retired. He says, "It matters not your gender, your ethnic or religious background, your orientation, or your social status. Our struggles in this world are similar, and the lessons to overcome those struggles and to move forward, changing ourselves and changing the world around us will apply equally to all." Thank you.